Hello, my astrology friends and extended family. We're continuing with the 2022 marathon. And as you know, astrologers from AstroLada, from all over the world, some of the best astrologers that we have found for you are continuing the marathon, and we're continuing with the sign of Cancer, whether you're rising or ascendant in Cancer, sun or moon. And today for Cancer, we'll be talking the astrologer Vili. Hello, Vili.
Hello, Lada.
Thank you for joining us. You were Cancer yourself, weren't you?
Yes, Cancer sun.
Absolutely. My most favorite people in my life are always Cancer. My husband, my best friend. So Cancer is a very special sign for me. And I'm very excited to hear what you have to say. And by the way, Billy is offering a promotion for personal reading with her till the 15th of December. For the year 2022, it's discounted. And if you get this reading, you'd also get her free webinar as a gift. Her webinar is not free, but it's about how to read your own solar return chart, which is your birthday chart every, and how to predict and see what's coming for you. So if you get this reading, yes.
Yes, for everyone who ordered a prognosis with me, either a 6 or 12 month, you get my second tutorial video as a gift. So you will not only learn how to predict your new personal year based on your birth details, but you will also learn how to make monthly predictions, especially for yourself based on your birth details again, as the video is combined, the webinar is combined, and it's called Working with Solar and Lunar Returns.
Wonderful. Thank you, Vili. And now please begin for Cancer. And I'll mute myself, stop my camera so I don't interrupt you. The scene is all yours.
Thank you. First, I want to let you know that I'm dressed in green and my background is in green because I want to give green light to all the Cancers out there. And to all the people, actually, because I think that the new year 2022 will be much more positive and better than the previous ones, the year 2020 and the year 2021.
Why do you think that?
I will explain now everything, and something else to tell you. If you notice something unusual in this video, or if something happens out of the blue during the video, please have in mind that the transiting Mars exactly conjunct my natal Uranus today. So I don't know. I'm just warning everybody.
Get electrocuted on the scene.
Okay. And also my hair might be vibrating, but this is because I'm using virtual background. So I'll start the 2022 overview. According to me, I will start this overview with two of my favorite topics, Venus and the Nodal shift, and then I will speak about Jupiter and Mars retrograde, which will be at the end of the new year. So I advise you to grab a sheet of paper because I will tell you 4 important dates which will be better either to remember or to write them down. So let's start with Venus, but not Venus retrograde, but Venus star points, which will actually have twice in the new year. So first, what is a Venus star point? This is a rare phenomenon happening when the planet of love, relationships, romance, beauty, and also financial abundance. So when the planet Venus exactly aligns with the sun in the sky. And so we will have two such alignments in the sky in the year 2022. The path Venus traces when moving through our solar system in order to reach the sun actually forms the shape of five-pointed star, and Venus and the sun meet on the top of this pentagram, and that's why this configuration is called Venus star point. Why I'm telling you this? Well, because this configuration is very beautiful and very powerful as well, with intense energy. It heightens our emotions and desires, it urges us to create more loving and supporting relationships and more financial stability in our lives. Such periods are very significant because they help us understand the power of love. And we will have, as I already mentioned, two such configurations. The first one will take place, let me refer to my notes, on January 8th. It will happen in the sign of Capricorn, and it will be during Venus retrograde. But even though the energy will be supporting and will help each of us to create, to make our relationships stronger, especially those that have love and loyalty and stability. For Cancer rising people, this will happen right in your 7th house of relationships. I will speak more about this when I start the Cancer prognosis for the year 2022. In terms of finances, when this alignment happens during Venus retrograde, of course, we will be interested more in financial projects that will bring us more long-term results and long-term value. But as always with Venus retrograde, it's not advisable to start a new love relationship or a new financial project, but the period is good for working on existing ones. Now, regarding the second Venus star point, it will happen on October 22nd at 29 degree of Libra. So this will be a big one, a powerful one, because it will happen at this very last degree of Libra, which is also called critical degree, anoretic degree. And love and emotions will be very, very strong during this period. As the energy is beneficial and supporting, it will help most of the relationships to deepen, also because right after this conjunction between Venus and the Sun happens in the sky, Venus and the Sun will move to the sign of Scorpio. But because of the anoretic degree, some endings are also possible. So be careful on this second date on October 22nd. Now, regarding the other alignment in the sky involving Venus and concerning our love life, of course, I'm talking about the conjunction between Venus and Mars in the sky. We didn't have such conjunction in the year 2020, which was actually the most difficult year recently, but we did have one such conjunction in July in the year 2021 in the sign of Leo. But the good news is that now in the year 2022 we will have two such cosmic events, two such conjunctions between Venus and Mars. As always, this conjunction is, of course, very passionate, very romantic, and will make all of us also very romantic, passionate, and urging for love, romance, for flirting, for sex. The first conjunction between Venus and Mars will happen around St. Valentine's Day on February 12th. So this is 2 days before St. Valentine's Day. The good news here is that Venus will be direct in February. And also, so normally Venus and Mars, when Venus and Mars conjunct, this is not an aspect for starting a serious commitment. So it's more about flirting and dating. But because this conjunction will happen in the sign of Capricorn, it will happen exactly in 14 degrees of Capricorn. This one will be a big one and a powerful one because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. And because this is a sign connected with longevity and with stability, the energy will be very supporting for all kinds of commitments. So lots of us will manage to make our relationships even stronger. For Cancer rising people, this conjunction happens exactly in your 7th house of relationships and marriage. So the energy will be especially supporting and beneficial for you. Even if you go out on a date with somebody new, it's very probable that this date could evolve, could blossom, and could evolve into a serious commitment because the conjunction between Venus and Mars happens in the sign of Capricorn. The energy is also supporting and beneficial for singles because the chance to meet someone who is serious and responsible and who you could rely on is much bigger. So remember this date, February 12th. Venus will be direct. It's around St. Valentine's Day, and the Venus-Mars conjunction happens in the sign of Capricorn, where Mars is exalted. And for Cancer rising people, of course, in your 7th house of relationships. The other date for Venus and Mars conjunction will be on March 12th. This time it will happen in the sign of Aquarius. So I advise all the people who are single to go out and to go out and mingle with like-minded people, with friends, to be social and to be active in the social networks, because the chance to meet somebody exciting and interesting is much bigger during this conjunction. For Cancer rising people, the second conjunction between Venus and Mars, which will happen in the sign of Aquarius, will happen in your 8th house of deep intimacy and sex. So it will spice up your sexual life. I advise you to try, if you want, and if you could, something unusual, something different, something exciting, because the conjunction happens in the sign of Aquarius, and this is what Aquarius will want. Or at least try a different venue, a different place for dating. So this is about Venus and the cosmic events Venus will take part in, and the cosmic events that will influence our love life. Now I will continue. I will speak about Venus retrograde when I start the prognosis for Cancer rising people. Now I will continue the 2022 overview with another favorite topic of mine. Apart from Venus, I like speaking about the nodes, Rahu and Ketu, the nodal shift. As you probably know, the lunar nodes of destiny change signs. They will move to the signs of Taurus and Scorpio, and the solar and lunar eclipses in the new year will happen in these two signs. I will start with the south node Ketu, which usually dissolves things. And we also, last year, how Ketu in Sagittarius limited foreign travel. Foreign travel was limited and even banned in some periods of time. Most of us, almost all of us, were also missing this enthusiasm and this positive and optimistic approach to life, which is typical for the sign of Sagittarius. This was because Ketu was in Sagittarius. Now Ketu will be in the sign of Scorpio. And what I think Ketu in Scorpio will dissolve will be manipulation. Ketu in Scorpio will dissolve manipulation and manipulative tactics for achieving goals. It will dissolve corruption. It will dissolve illegal ways of making big money, because Scorpio is connected with behind the scene activities and with big money. This will happen on a global level. It will happen for sure on a national level, especially for our country, because the new political party we've recently elected is called We Continue the Change, and one of their main goals will be exactly fighting corruption in our country. So I think that Ketu and Scorpio will dissolve corruption and manipulation, and I really hope that this manipulation worldwide will end once and for all. On a personal level, Ketu in Scorpio will ask us to release manipulative tactics for getting our way. What else could dissolve? Well, actually, lots of secrets will pop up as well and will be revealed. Regarding the North Node Rahu, which will be in Taurus. Well, here comes the good news. Taurus is the most stable sign in astrology. It's connected with stability, with security, and with financial stability and security. So what I think the North Node Rahu in Taurus will bring for all of us will be increase in our material resources, and I think will be much more financially stable during the new year. I also think that lots of businesses worldwide will manage to recover after the COVID-19 crisis. So this is the good news. I really see material and financial stability with the North Node in Taurus. Taurus is also connected with art and especially with music. So I think that the North Node in Taurus will give a boost to art, especially to music, to the pop culture, and maybe there will be lots of good music and hits we'll enjoy during the new year. And also lots of concerts, according to me, will take place. Concerts which were delayed during the last 2 years. Another thing the North Node in Taurus will bring for us, I think as Taurus is connected with nature, I think that the North Node in Taurus will strengthen our connection with the nature, and we will change the way we eat. I think that we will start eating more, not exactly bio products, but more natural food, more live food, food that keeps us alive and healthy and fit and in shape, and food that increases our immunity system and make us resistant to illnesses. For example, I've had this morning a small peeled lemon cut into small pieces and covered with 2 spoons of honey. So this I call live food, natural food, and it's delicious, and it also keeps me healthy and fit. For those people for who is possible, of course, I think that lots of people will strengthen their connection with the nature and will start growing their own food when this is possible. Unfortunately, for now, it's not possible for me because I live in an apartment and I can't do this on the balcony, but lots of people will do this. Now about Jupiter. Jupiter, which will be in the sign of Pisces, in the home sign of Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces will infuse us with the much needed hope we need in these uncertain times. But I will start with this, that according to me, restrictions will continue, especially in the first 4 months of the new year. So there could be lockdowns in certain parts of the world. Why they will continue? Well, because Saturn will continue to move through the sign of Aquarius. And Saturn, you know, is the law, is the authority, is the government, is restrictions. And Saturn in Aquarius will continue to limit our freedom and our rights as humans. And at the same time, Jupiter in Pisces, as Pisces is connected, is the last sign in astrology, and is connected with isolation. And Jupiter will be in Pisces the first 4 months of the year. So in combination with Saturn in Aquarius, definitely the restrictions will continue during the first 4 months of the year. But the good news is that Jupiter will move into the sign of Aries. This will happen on May 10th. And as you all know, Aries is an action-oriented sign. And I think this will make us like starting our life from the beginning, because Aries is the first sign in astrology and is connected with new beginnings. And of course, we will be much more active and social, and we will enjoy our life. Aries is also connected with own business, and I think the Jupiter in Aries will give a boost to all people that run their own business, and also lots of other people will start working on their own and will maybe launch their own business during the period of Jupiter in Aries. And the good news is that this will continue about 6 months. So from May 10th till the end of October. So May, June, July, August, September, and October, 6 months, Jupiter will be in the sign of Aries, and we will be free and very, very active socially. Then at the end of the year, Jupiter will move again into the sign of Pisces. This will happen in November and in December. And at the same time, Mars will be retrograde in Gemini. So the last 2 months of the year, November and December, we will probably be much more passive than usual. Launching new business projects is not advisable because Mars will be retrograde. Especially projects connected with the social media, with commercial activities, with traveling, with vehicles, with cars, because Mars will be retrograde in Gemini. Of course, everybody needs to be mindful with their words, because Mars will be retrograde in Gemini. I'll turn back for a while on Jupiter, which will be in the sign of Pisces the first 4 months of the year and the last 2 months of the year. Jupiter in Pisces will give a boost to businesses connected with the sign of Pisces. So Jupiter in Pisces will give a boost to the pharmaceutical business, to businesses connected with alcohol, to businesses connected with art and especially the cinema. So the year will be good for all the actors, because the sign of Pisces and Neptune, they are all connected with the cinema and also with photography. Jupiter in Pisces will also give a boost to psychology. I think that lots of people will start searching for the advices of psychologists, because lots of people unfortunately don't feel psychologically good. There are also lots of mental problems because of all these isolation and lockdowns and restrictions. Lots of people are also feeling guilty, which is actually something very sad. My mom told me yesterday a very sad story about a child who was going to school and got infected with COVID, and then infected his father and his grandfather, who died, and the child now feels very, very depressed and sad and guilty because of the loss of his father and grandfather. And now he's working with a psychologist, with a therapist who is trying to help this child to overcome this emotional trauma. What else? Jupiter in Pisces, and Pisces is the last sign in astrology. Jupiter in Pisces will want to warn us to practice letting go and not holding on to things that we don't need anymore. Jupiter will make a couple of beneficial aspects with the outer planets. Maybe the most significant one will be on April 12th, when Jupiter will align exactly with Neptune in the sky. So this will make us very romantic, very compassionate. A dream of ours could come true as well. We could travel to a dream destination, to a dream country, because Neptune is connected with traveling to faraway places, and especially traveling on water. So Jupiter and Neptune and Jupiter in Pisces will also give a boost to businesses connected with traveling on water. So the cruise ships industry will open up. It's open now as well, but as far as I know, most of the cruise ships travel empty and without passengers, only with crew on board. So the cruise ships industry will open up as well. Something I wanted to tell, I I missed this, so I want to add it now. Regarding the North Node in Taurus, which will make us more financially stable, this trend will be in action for most of the year 2022, and three of the outer planets will actually make positive aspects to the North Node. I just want to refer to my notes to see when this will happen. So on February, Pluto will trine the North Node. Then in March, Neptune will sextile the North Node, and then in April, Jupiter will sextile the North Node. So I really think that the North Node in Taurus will bring us financial stability. But on July 31st, the transiting Uranus, which you know is also in the sign of Taurus, will exactly conjunct the North Node, so on July 31st. And as the nature of Uranus, you know, Uranus is a stormy and revolutionary planet. Around this date, could happen something unexpectedly with regards to money, financial systems, bank systems, with politics and with the economy. As you know, Uranus likes shaking things up. So this is my overview for the 2022. Mercury will be retrograde 4 times during the new year, but I will not cover this. As all my clients know, I always send a Mercury survival guide to everybody who orders a prognosis with me. This is list with Mercury retrograde dos and don'ts, and with all the dates for Mercury retrograde. So this is my overview for the year 2022.
Thank you so much, Billy. You were so extensive, in depth. Even my husband was listening and saying, you see, we have to spice up our love life.
Yes.
Whatever is best for him, he'll pick and choose. But thank you, that was wonderful. And if anyone wants to contact Billy, there'll be a link below. Also a link to her course and her readings. And I'm wishing you all a great 2022. A very green 2022, isn't it?
Yes. Now I'm ready to start with the prognosis for Cancer rising people.
Wait, what is that till now?
This was my overview for the year 2022.
Okay, so okay, sorry, I thought you were doing Cancer because I was doing things around the house.
I haven't finished.
Okay, so now it's the Cancer part. Okay, that was the
yes. Now is the special Cancer rising people part. Okay. So the year will be generally good for you, Cancers. And now I will explain why. I'll first start with the eclipses, which will happen in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio. For you, Cancers, they will happen in your 5th and your 11th house. So in your 5th house of love and romance, of entertainment and play, of creativity and children, and also in your 11th house of friendships, of social gatherings and networks. Also, the 11th house is a financial house because it is the 2nd of the 10th of career. So this is your money from your career, from your company. The energy the eclipses will bring for you, Cancers, will be positive, because for Cancer rising people, the eclipses in Taurus and in Scorpio will either trine or sextile your 1st and your 7th house of relationships. So actually, they will trine and sextile at the same time your 1st, 7th house axis, because when an eclipse happens in Scorpio or in Taurus, the eclipse will trine your seventh house of relationships and marriage, and at the same time it will sextile your first house of self-development, of identity, and of new beginnings. So the eclipses will bring very positive energy and positive developments for all Cancer rising people in terms of relationships and self-development. For people with sun sign in Cancer, like me, the positive developments could be related also with self-development, with career, and also with pregnancy, because the sun is connected with children. For people with moon in Cancer, of course, the positive developments will be connected with home and family life, as well as with your emotional life. So this is about the eclipses. Venus retrograde, you probably all know, Cancer rising people, it will be retrograde in your seventh house of relationships, of personal and business partnerships and marriage. It will be retrograde in Capricorn, and you will search loyalty and depth and stability in your closest connections with your loved ones. Of course, Venus, even if any problems arise during this Venus retrograde period, remember that if your relationship is loyal and stable, you will manage to solve these problems, and I advise you to work on your relationships in order to smooth them out. So when a relationship is stable, Venus retrograde won't be able to destroy it. But those relationships that lack loyalty and stability, that are shallow and fleeting, and, for example, based on sex only, they will probably end, because Capricorn is a sign connected with stability and with longevity. So my advice here is to redo, to reconnect with your lover, to reassess, to revalue who is important for you, whether this relationship is important for you. So work on your relationships, because at the end of the period, at the end of Venus retrograde period, when Venus becomes moving direct, it's very probable that you'll make your relationship much more stronger. The only downside in terms of relationships will be for people with Cancer rising between 25 and 28 degrees. This is because Pluto will be transiting these degrees in the new year, in the year 2022. So Pluto will move from the 25th degree of Cancer to the 28th degree of, Pluto will move from the 25th degree of Capricorn to the 28th degree of Capricorn, on and off, and it will affect you from the 7th house. So for Cancer rising people with ascendant between 25 and 28 degrees in Cancer, power struggles in terms of personal and business partnerships are possible. In terms of personal relationships, there might be obsession, there might be addictions, either from your side or from the side of your partner. He might try to manipulate you, to control you, to obsess you, or you will be obsessed with you, as it could act vice versa. Remember that oppositions, because Pluto will oppose your first house from the 7th, remember that an opposition is also for finding balance. Another thing I want to mention with regards to Pluto, for people with sun sign in Cancer, between 25 and 28 degrees in Cancer, so sun sign in Cancer now, The crisis situations, problems, and difficulties might be connected with your boss, with your career, with people in power and people with money. Job losses are possible, and also problems with pregnancy, but please don't get scared, because Pluto transits are always very transformative, and very often you'll be transformed for good, although it could become through a difficult way. I'll tell you just a short story for Pluto opposing the Sun. I want to tell you also that such a Pluto transit, so each Pluto transit actually could continue up to 2 years on and off. So 1 or 2 years on and off. Regarding the Pluto-Sun opposition, one of my best friends, she has her sun sign in 23 or 24 degrees in Cancer. I can't remember exactly, but a couple of years ago, when she had this transit, Pluto opposing the Sun, what happened within these 2 years? So she got pregnant for the first time, but at the 4th month of her pregnancy, so usually when you pass the 3rd month of pregnancy, you think that everything will be all right, because the first 3 months are usually very risky. But actually, at the 4th month of her pregnancy, and under Pluto opposition Sun, her Sun in Cancer, she lost her baby unexpectedly. Of course, she was very depressed and cried a lot, and it took a lot of time in order to overcome this emotional trauma. But at the second Pluto opposition hit, which happened I think 6 months later, she got pregnant again. And then she gave a birth to a beautiful son, so she's very happy now. And this all happened within these 2 years on and off Pluto opposition Sun transits. I'm telling you all of this because even if you think that your world is falling apart, and even if you feel depressed and destroyed and devastated, please know that after each beginning, after each ending, there is a new beginning. And I'll quote something: it's always darker before the dawn. Very often such crisis situations happen in our life in order to prepare usual people for unusual success. So don't get scared about these Pluto oppositions that some Cancers, some people with Sun in Cancer, with Moon in Cancer, again in the same degree 25-28, and some Cancer rising people with such ascendant between 25 and 28 degrees in Cancer will experience in the new year. Another thing I want to tell you about your prognosis, Cancer rising people, when Saturn will continue to move through the sign of Aquarius, and Saturn will be in your 8th house again for a second year. It was in your, it's been in your 8th house the whole of the year 2021, and it will continue to move through your 8th house in the year 2022 as well. Saturn is connected with responsibilities from one side, and with difficulties, problems, setbacks, and delays from the other side. Regarding the 8th house, those setbacks could be connected, and delays and problems could be connected with shared investments, with joint investments, with shared investments with your partner's money. So your partner or your personal or business partner could have problems with money, or you could have problems with your personal or business partner over money. Delays could also happen regarding inheritance or bank loans. As the 8th house is also connected with sex, some sexual problems are also possible, problems with obsessions as well. My advice here is to work on your financial and emotional stability. Now, what else? Well, Jupiter. Here comes the more interesting and exciting part. Jupiter will be in Pisces and in your 9th house for the first 4 months of the year. So the 9th house is a very philosophical house. So with Jupiter in the 9th house, you will be able to you will expand your knowledge on a specific subject. You will broaden your perspective on life. You'll probably learn lots of new things and will be able to answer yourself lots of big and important questions. As Jupiter is connected with the luck, and Jupiter is the natural ruler of the 9th house, luck will be on your side during this 4-month period. So you will feel extremely lucky and enthusiastic, and will have positive and optimistic approach to life. A dream of yours might come true, especially in the spring, when on April 12th, Jupiter will exactly align in the with Neptune in the sky. So Jupiter-Neptune conjunction will happen in your 9th house, and you could travel to a dream destination because both planets are connected with foreign travel. Jupiter is connected with foreign travel, and Pisces is connected with traveling to a far distant place. So you could travel to a dream destination, or you could meet your dream partner as well during foreign travel, or you could meet somebody who will be very exciting and different. So this special one could be a foreigner, or somebody who has a very different background from yours. This period, of course, will make you very compassionate and romantic, the conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune. Jupiter in the 9th house will give a boost to businesses connected with Pisces. So, with the 9th house. So Jupiter in the 9th house will give a boost to businesses connected with the 9th house. This will be good for teaching and publishing, and it will be a very good period for you if you work as a teacher, mentor, or coach. It will be a good period if you work as a lawyer, because legal matters will go well as well. It will be also very good if you work for a foreign company, or if you work with foreigners. So Jupiter will expand this foreign affairs and your interaction with foreigners. So import-export activities will go well as well. Generally, you interact more with foreigners, and you will travel more to foreign places during these 4 months of Jupiter in your 9th house. And Jupiter will expand such careers connected with the 9th house. Then on May 10th, Jupiter will move into the action-oriented sign of Aries and to your 10th house. So Jupiter being on the highest point in your birth chart, will expand any type of career for you. So for about 6 months from May till the end of October, expect positive developments in terms of career and social status. So there could be promotions, there could be career success, career advancement, achievement of goals. You generally interact very good with people in authority and with your bosses. So very, very beneficial period in terms of career for Cancer rising people for about 6 months. Jupiter will also expand your social status, your reputation, and your popularity might increase. Then in November and in December, Jupiter will return to your ninth house because it will move back from Aries into Pisces. So it will return into your ninth house. And at the same time, Mars will be retrograde in your 12th house. So the last 2 months of the year, you might be more passive, but it will be a good period to relax. Also to work on a project behind the scenes, because Mars retrograde period is not good for launching a new business project. Especially, so this time especially connected with social media or with commercial activities, with transport, with vehicles and with cars, because Mars will be retrograde in the sign of Gemini. But the period will be good to work on an existing project in order to redo it and make it better, or to work on something new but behind the scenes, so secretly in private, far away from others. So don't tell your plans to anybody. So it will be good for preparation, November and December, and for launching this new project in the year 2023, when Mars becomes direct, and when in the spring of the year 2023, Mars will connect your first house and will boost your vitality and your activeness, and you'll be full of energy and vitality for making business and for starting new beginnings. Well, this is my overview for all of you Cancers. I really think that the year will be good for you, especially in terms of relationships, and especially in the first part of the year.
Thank you so much.
That's it. Many blessings to all the Cancers out there.
Thank you so much. And to you too, Viri.
Thank you
for joining us, everyone, online as well. If you'd like to contact Vili, or if you'd like to see other signs which are done by other astrologers, check out the playlist on Lada Duncheva YouTube. The playlist is called Yearly Horoscopes. Thank you again. Have a great year.
Thank you. Same to you and to all of you out there.